Metro Manila, a city that explodes with life, a chaotic symphony of humanity. But to truly know it, you must understand its commute. It's not just a journey from one point to another. No, here it's a daily pilgrimage, a test of will, a shared ordeal. Millions rise before the sun even considers showing its face. They do this not for an early bird special, but to engage in battle with the infamous gridlock. The city's pulse isn't just in its markets or nightlife, it's in the collective groan of its morning commuters. The air itself, thick with the scent of exhaust, whispers tales of this relentless urban struggle. They say this city suffers from the worst traffic congestion on the planet. Think about that, globally. This isn't some minor inconvenience you grumble about over coffee. It's a boa constrictor, slowly squeezing the life out of the day. The streets, these concrete veins, are perpetually clogged, an endless crawling river of metal and frustration. Every single day, it's a mass movement of people, inching their way through a concrete maze. It's a spectacle, all right. A slow-motion ballet of brake lights and blaring horns, a testament to a system stretched far beyond its limits. The roads themselves tell part of the story. Many were laid down in a different era, for a different Manila. They simply cannot bear the weight of today's sprawling population, the sheer number of vehicles. It's like trying to funnel an ocean through a straw. The city has grown, mushroomed outwards and upwards, but its arteries haven't kept pace. This fundamental mismatch is at the heart of the daily paralysis. You see the gleaming new towers, symbols of ambition, yet the pathways connecting them are gasping for air. The infrastructure is groaning under the strain. And what of the people? For the average Manileno, this means precious hours are devoured by the commute. Time that could be spent with loved ones, resting or simply living, is instead offered as a sacrifice to the traffic gods. It's a silent, daily theft. You see the exhaustion etched on faces, in the jeepneys, on the buses, waiting by the roadside. This isn't just about getting to work, it's about surviving the journey. It's a relentless grind that chips away at patience, at energy, at the very fabric of daily life. This city asks a lot of its people, Then there's the choice of your weapon, your chariot in this daily crusade. The jeepney. Ah, the undisputed king of the road. These psychedelic, elongated jeeps born from American military surplus are a rolling canvas of Filipino culture. They are the lifeblood for many, a cheap and ever-present option. They weave through almost every street, their destinations boldly proclaimed on their vibrant bodies. To ride one is to be baptized in the authentic waters of Manila, a cramped, rattling, open-air affair. You signal your stop with a coin tapped against the metal roof, a simple, effective language. Of course, there are the buses, those lumbering behemoths that brave the main arteries like EDSA. Some now have the privilege of the EDSA busway, a dedicated lane that offers a sliver of hope, a bypass around some of the chaos. But even these can be a slow, sardine can experience. And the trains, the MRT and LRT lines, they promise speed and escape from the surface-level madness. But that promise comes with a price stations overflowing with humanity, especially during the crush of peak hours. Getting onto a train can feel less like commuting and more like surviving a friendly riot. For those with a bit more in their pockets, ride-sharing apps glimmer like an oasis. A private car, air conditioning, a moment of peace. But this comfort comes at a steep premium, and even these modern chariots can't always part the Red Sea of Manila traffic. Then you have the UV Express vans, a sort of middle ground. These shared shuttles navigate set routes quicker than a jeepney, less draining on the wallet than a Grab. But they fill up fast and the queues can snake around blocks, another test of patience before the journey even begins. Every choice is a calculation. So how long does this daily odyssey take? Ask Joy Figueredo. She dedicates at least 4 hours of her day, 6 days a week, just to commuting. 2, sometimes 2.5 hours to get from Novaliches to her job in Makati, and often longer on the way back. That's not an anomaly, it's a disturbingly common narrative. A trip that Google Maps might optimistically peg at 30 minutes can easily metastasize into a 2-hour ordeal. These aren't just numbers, they are stolen moments, slices of life surrendered to the slow, grinding gears of the city. This daily trek isn't just a thief of time, it's a pickpocket too. The cost of passage adds up, a steady drain on the daily wage. Emery's multimodal journey can set her back 200 pesos a day. That's before considering the occasional desperate splurge on a motorcycle taxi for 270 pesos, or the ride-hailing service that can hit 600 pesos when time is truly of the essence. For millions, these figures represent a significant slice of their earnings. Money that could go towards better food, school supplies, or a doctor's visit, instead vanishes into the fare box. It's a heavy toll for just showing up. Safety, too, is a constant whisper in the back of a commuter's mind. Those iconic jeepneys, for all their charm, aren't exactly paragons of passenger protection. Often overloaded, their open-air design offers scant defense in a mishap. Buses have their own dramas, with some drivers engaging in a daily Grand Prix for passengers. Beyond accidents, there's the exposure. The relentless sun, the sudden downpours, the constant barrage of noise, and the inescapable blanket of exhaust fumes. It's a raw, unfiltered experience, often uncomfortable, sometimes perilous. The trains, while generally offering a reprieve from traffic accidents, come with their own set of anxieties. The sheer crush of bodies during peak hours is a safety concern in itself. And the not-so-infrequent breakdowns can leave thousands stranded, transforming a routine commute into an hours-long saga. Ride-sharing services offer a veneer of personal safety and comfort, but that comes at a cost that makes them an unsustainable daily option for most. And at the end of the day, you're still in the same chaotic dance of Manila traffic, trusting your well-being to the driver. Then there are the invisible costs, the ones that don't show up on a balance sheet but are felt deep in the bones. The chronic exposure to air and noise pollution takes a gradual, insidious toll on health. The daily stress of navigating this unpredictable system frays nerves and shortens tempers. The oppressive tropical heat, especially in vehicles without the luxury of air conditioning, saps energy and resolve. These are the unquantifiable burdens, the daily wear and tear on the human spirit that comes with simply trying to move through this city. The impact of this commute seeps into every corner of daily life. Sleep is often the first casualty. Emery, like many, gets by on less than 7 hours. People rise in the dark and return home long after dusk, carrying the fatigue of the road. This exhaustion inevitably affects productivity, whether at work or in school. Time for family, for oneself, for unwinding, is squeezed into leftover slivers. The traffic isn't just something that happens on the way to life, life for so many here, a central, often antagonistic character in their daily story. And the economic cost? It's staggering. A study by the Japan International Cooperation Agency back in 2017 put the daily economic loss due to traffic at 3.5 billion pesos. By 2022, that figure had reportedly ballooned to 4.9 billion pesos per day. Let that sink in. Billions lost to wasted fuel, lost working hours, delayed goods. This isn't just an individual burden, it's a massive anchor dragging down the entire national economy. The inefficiency is a constant, slow bleed. It's a problem of monumental proportions, affecting every single person in this vast metropolis. The powers that be are not oblivious. There are grand plans, blueprints for a smoother future. The Build initiative and its successors have poured resources into infrastructure. The flagship Metro Manila subway project, a 33-kilometer underground railway, is touted as a game-changer. It promises to drastically cut travel times, like the journey from Quezon City to the airport, from a soul-crushing 70 minutes to a more humane 35. New expressways, bypasses, flyovers, the landscape is slowly changing, concrete promises of relief. So, is there light at the end of this very long, very congested tunnel? The Metro Manila subway, though facing delays with partial operations now hoped for by 2028, remains a significant beacon. Commuters cling to these hopes for 2029 and beyond. There are ongoing debates about better traffic management, the effectiveness of the EDSA busway, and the contentious issue of private vehicle regulation. The journey to a truly decongested Metro Manila will be long and arduous. But the dream of a city where movement is fluid, not a fight, endures. For now, the daily grind continues, a testament to the incredible resilience of the Filipino spirit.